shit from the start of the year. So check that out. I've dropped the link in the live chat as well. But let's start off with Joao Felix' story then. So this is coming from French reports that Manchester United and Arsenal are very far ahead in the race to sign Joao Felix from Atletico Madrid. The indication is still that Arsenal are leading the race, but that Manchester United are in it. In it to win it. Well, I tell you what, I think this Gakpo deal done soon, says John. And Andy, I've never heard of that person, so thanks for the super chat, but I've got no idea who that is. Jake Felix says, we're begging for more La Liga players, are we? Arsenal will win the races. Ronaldo told him to come to Arsenal, as he did say he wants Arsenal to win the league, says Zayn Miassi. I mean, it's a theory. I think you plucked it from your arse, Zayn, but it's a theory, I suppose. But you know what? I think that this Joao Felix deal is really quite interesting because we know the background to the fact that Manchester United did approach Atletico Madrid in August. That's when Ten Hag was the coach. So we know that Ten Hag likes Joao Felix. We also know that Atletico Madrid will let him go on a loan to buy deal. So he will cost very little money in January. And we also know that he's a very, what's the word? I nearly said loose, but adaptable forward, where he can play false 9, he can play 9, he can play off the wing, he can play at number 10 as well. It's a low risk for a high quality player, and as I said before, I do sort of agree that we will end up going for Cody Gakpo, but on the other hand, I think that we also could lose out when it comes to Joao Felix, because I think he's a player that will definitely make a big difference. We've had just a very quick update on Cody Gakpo. It's coming from Fabrizio Romano. Cody Gakpo hasn't changed his mind on Manchester United. He was keen on joining last summer, and this is still the case. Discussions with his agents have always been positive. It's on Man United now. Time to decide internally about 55 to 60 million investment. I mean, that's an update from Fabrizio, but it's basically a regurgitation of where we've been for a couple of weeks now. And I suppose that's what it comes down to, Joao Felix. Man United have got themselves in this position where, when you wake up on Christmas Day morning and you get two good presents, you don't know which one to play, and you start playing with the one and you think, I want to play with the other one. It's the dilemma of a threesome, isn't it? Which way to go? How do you play both at the same time? You've got to go for the one that you prefer the best. And I feel that with Cody Gakpo, Fabrizio does sum it up quite well. The player will come to Manchester United. Erik Ten Hag wants the player. Do you want to pay £50 million for the player? And then with Joao Felix, you've got a player that Erik Ten Hag wanted in the summer, that Arsenal want, and you can get him on a loan to buy deal if you want to get him. Which player do you want? And I do feel that it will be a deal that no matter what happens, we will look back and go, we should have done this, we could have done that. That's it. So yeah, I think with Gakpo, it's going to come down to whether we want to. John Berkey's American, says Andy Cheatham, so it's probably a load of bollocks. Yeah, I've never heard of the guy, so yeah. But yeah, I think with regards to this story about Gakpo and Felix, it will be one of the two. I remain convinced that it will be Gakpo. I think most of you would probably agree it will be Gakpo. I think the positive I take is that it's January transfer window. We need to buy a striker. And how often in a January transfer window do you get the opportunity to be able to get 2 or 3, maybe even 4 options on the table to fill a position that you are desperate to fill? I think United would almost love to be able to go, there's not a lot of quality out there in January, just so they don't have to spend money. But the problem they've got this year is that there's so much quality out there, they have to. And it's a question of what they decide to do. I still stick to my personal opinion that I would go for Joao Felix. United Av has just gifted 5 United Stand memberships. Legend of the chat, thank you very much for that. Daddy RMB says he'd go for Gakpo any day. United Av, thank you very much. Super chat, gifter of the members there. Thank you very much for that. Don't forget to check out the Christmas quiz if you're a member. Look, if Ten Hag wants Cody Gakpo, go and get Cody Gakpo. If it's a choice on who I would go for Joao Felix. I think he's the better player. And he's younger as well. I mean, it's amazing. I never realised that Joao Felix is actually 4 or 5 months quicker, younger. Tom Evans says Liverpool reportedly pulled out of the Bellingham race. Well, if Liverpool pull out of the Bellingham race, that means he's going to Real Madrid, mate. He's not coming to Manchester United. We've already spoken about Fabrizio Hayden. Maybe if you tuned in on time, you'd know that. I was 10 minutes late as well, so there's no reason to be late. Happy Boxing Day, Mark, says Cecil. Can we get both Felix and Gakpo, says Red Milk. Look, Fabrizio has put a tweet out. We've got him later on the show anyway. The point with Gakpo is that, as Fabrizio's recent tweet just says, nothing has changed. Man United spoke to Gakpo in the summer and he wanted to come to United, and Ten Hag wanted him to come to United. We didn't have the money, so we didn't do the deal. Ronaldo leaves, United need a forward. United speak to Gakpo's agents. Gakpo still wants to come to Man United. Ten Hag still wants Gakpo. The same issue. I mean, look, I feel like I shouldn't have to explain this to you because you're very intelligent, but we have the same situation now that we had in the summer. Gakpo wants to come to United. Ten Hag wants Gakpo to come to United. United don't want to spend the money. And the question will be, in January, do they spend the money or don't they spend the money? And that will be the decider in this. And basically, that's what Fabrizio Romano's tweet is saying, but that's basically what we've all been saying for a very long time. It's going to come down to the fact of whether United want to spend 50, 60 million pounds on Cody Gakpo and whether they should. I mean, we're all football fans. I think we're all Ten Hag fans, and we all want him to get what he wants. But there does become a point where you say a player isn't worth that. I mean, I don't think he's worth 50 million quid. I've said it a million times, but PSV have been very clear about what they want, and that makes it, potentially quite difficult for us.